Yo, what's going on, guys? Jay Cobb here, man. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And as always, I want to appreciate the ones that have been listening to the Cobbcast episodes, and for the ones that have shared these things out. You guys absolutely rock, man. I truly appreciate it. And we are here on episode 6. And honestly, this is just me personally. I really believe these things are actually getting better with each episode. You know, every time I drop an episode, I'm like, man, this is the one. But then I follow with another one like, man, this is the one, right? So, I appreciate the people that actually leave comments. I appreciate you guys that are actually sending messages, sending your questions. This is what makes the episodes, guys. So I truly, like from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it. But this one here, this is going to be a game changer. Episode 6. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to completely change your life in the next 7 days. And I know what you're thinking, like, how can anyone change their life in 7 days? I know what you're thinking. And I'm going to help you to debunk that belief, because everything that you're experiencing right now, everything that you're going through right now is basically a reflection of your belief. And hopefully by the end of this episode, you will actually walk away with a different mindset. I hope that I can make the rest of your day a better day and start you off tomorrow just with a different mindset, man. So as always, guys, if you guys get value, be sure to let me know. Be sure to post your questions in comments below as well, and be sure to share this thing out. All right. So real quick, and a very special thank you to the people that have already started contributing to the Cobbcast. I truly appreciate that, guys. There will be a link below for those that want to contribute to the actual Cobbcast episode. And like I said, man, this is just your way of saying, Cobb, we appreciate your time. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. I had a few people that gave a charitable amount. Pretty cool to be able to put content out and people see it valuable. And not only that, but they're willing to share their hard-earned money with this actual Cobbcast episode, or with this movement per se, right? So I love it, man. So let's go ahead and dive into this, man. And look, guys, if you're home right now, guys, if you have something that you can grab to write with, I recommend you guys grab it, because you never know what type of nugget, what's something that you may hear that you can actually implement like right now. So if not, if you're driving, just take it all in, right? And be sure to catch this thing from the top again, where you can write something down. And guys, I promise you, this is information that has worked for me, as well as coaching clients, as well as people in my life, and I know it can work from you. But we're going to talk about how to change your life in as little as 7 days. All right. So first thing first, I want to get some cons out of the way. All right. I want to get some things out of the way that you're probably already thinking. And I just want to get that out the way, because these are the things that they're sure to happen. Okay. And when I talk about changing your life in 7 days, here are the cons, guys. All right. The first one is you will not see the change within the next 7 days. By applying these principles that I'm about to share with you guys, I can guarantee that you will not see the change within the next 7 days. Another thing is you may not even feel the change. Okay. You're like, well, dang, like, why the hell am I doing this? Right. I promise you, stick with me, guys. But I just wanted to be realistic. Okay. Understanding that a lot of times your habits and the way that you think, it takes a while, guys. Like, it took a while for you to get to the level of thinking that you're already at. Now, it's not saying that it's going to take just as much time to recalibrate your thinking, but, let's be realistic and understand that, we have to make that pivot, right? We got to make that pivot. And in most cases, it's not instant. Okay. The decision is instant, but sometimes the results are not. All right. Another thing is that you will be tested, okay, in many forms. Over the next 7 days, you will be tested. I can bet your bottom dollar. And the last thing, guys, is that, yes, self-doubt will creep in. We all have it. It doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account. It doesn't matter your career choice. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your gender. It doesn't matter how much you weigh. None of these things matter. We all deal with self-doubt, and they will creep in, okay? But let me share with you the pros of what's about to go down, okay? even with all the things that may not occur in the next 7 days, here's some things that you can most definitely look forward to. Life will never be the same after applying these principles. Okay, if you can apply these principles over the next 7 days consistently, faithfully, your life will never be the same ever again. Okay, you will also experience improvements across the board. And what do I mean by across the board? I'm talking about across your life, your health, your finances, your mindset, right? The way that you maneuver, your body movement, the way that you wake up, everything across the board literally is going to change for you. Your relationships, right? Everything, guys, right? Another thing is you will release your superpowers. Now, I don't know if I have any Marvel fans, right? But yes, you do have superpowers. Each and every one of you that are listening right now, you have superpowers within you, and I'm going to help you to release those superpowers after this actual episode. All right. And the last thing is this: nothing will ever be able to stop you from this point on. Nothing. And that just kind of coincides with your superpowers. All right. But I'm going to share with you guys 5 things that you can literally start to implement right now over the next 7 days that will change your life forever. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Yo, what's going on, guys? J Cobb here. So I hope you're enjoying this episode as much as I am. If so, do me a favor by smashing the like button. Don't forget to share this video out and be sure to leave a comment. Also, if you're ever looking for ways to generate income from home on a shoestring budget, even with limited time, then I'm your guy. There should be some links below in the description, guys. Also, if you're just really loving this Cobbcast episode and you want to contribute, there will be a link below for contributions. Other than that, guys, we're heading back to your Cobbcast episode. Thanks for listening. All right, so completely changing your life in the next 7 days is very possible. Okay, 5 basic principles that you can apply to make a complete difference in your life. The first thing is know your habits are toxic. Just understand this. Your habits right now in this very moment, they are toxic. And what that does, it begins the process of accountability. It begins with you recognizing, okay, here are some of my flaws. Okay, here are some things that I have a problem with. Here are some things that I need to correct. And what that does, it keeps you from blaming so many things around you. It's easy to blame other people for things that are going on in our life. It's easy to point the finger. It's easy to say, well, if this wouldn't have happened, or if this person wouldn't have done this to me, right? The first thing you want to start is having some accountability, and just understand this, that right now in this very moment, that your habits are toxic. Now, you may be thinking, what are some of these habits? Whether you know it or not, binge watching television. It's toxic, right? Sitting and scrolling your social media all day. They say people spend on average 4 to 6 hours each day scrolling social media. Yet they cannot find an hour to work on themselves. How does that sound? 4 to 6 hours, guys. Whether you sitting there on YouTube, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, it doesn't matter. Collectively, at the end of the day, you have invested 4 to 6 hours into social media. And in some cases, most people haven't, or say they don't have time to do something for themselves. Whether it's hitting the gym, whether it's going for a jog, whether it's sitting down reading a book, whatever it is. So the moment that you start understanding that right now your habits are toxic, you can begin changing some of your habits. And I want to help you guys to do that. The second thing is, which activities improve you? Now, we all have hobbies. We all have things in our life that we really enjoy, right? But out of everything that you do in your life, and write these things down, just kind of track a day or two, right? And if you're working all day, if you're parenting, if your life is just busy throughout the week, okay, what is something that you do on the weekend? What is something that you do a couple of times a month? Let's track your activities. And when you actually track your activities, which of these activities actually improves you? What activities make you better? Think about it. And we don't really think about our activities because we're just doing, right? We're just more in the being. But if you really look at your activities and you see that none of these activities really serve you, well, I have a firm belief that if you're not growing, you're dying. And that goes for you whether you believe it or not. But if you're not growing, if you're not improving, then you're dying. And I'm not talking about getting closer to your grave. I'm just saying, like, you're actually not fueling your life. You're not putting things into your life that can make a difference in your life. So write your activities down and figure out what activities improves you. Okay. And from there, of course, you want to take out some bad activities and replace them with better activities. Okay. And if you don't, understand like what activities, that you need to do to improve you, be sure to put in the comments below, like, hey man, Cobb, help me out. What do you do? Right? And I'll be glad to share with you guys some of the things that I'm doing in my life. Okay. The third thing is, who improves you? The same as your activities, there are people in your life that serve no purpose. Okay. And I'm not just talking about the touchy feeling. I'm not just talking about the love thing, right? I'm saying that there are people in your life right now that you spend a lot of energy on that don't serve you. I mean, you cannot learn from them. They can't help you if you do get down, right? Or a lot of times these are people that's always around when you're down. Like when you're up, you don't really hear from them that much. It's like a little jealousy or something comes in, right? But for the most part, guys, look at the people that are around you. Look at some of the people that you call on a weekly basis and just say, okay, who out of this group of people improves me? Who makes me better? Who gives me life? Right? And then you want to figure out, are you spending as much as your time possible with these people, learning from these people? What are you guys doing together? What is this person helping you to do? What are these people helping you to do? Right? Do they believe in you? Do they push you? Right? These are things that you really have to start asking yourself, guys. And yes, over the next 7 days, by applying this, you'll begin to see, like, man, this is crazy. I never knew my life with this, fucked up. But yeah, it's a thing, man. And I had to do it myself, guys, right? So it really works, all right? The fourth thing is begin practicing gratitude for everything. I repeat, everything. And I see this so many times. And this is going to be that light bulb moment for those that are listening right now. It's amazing how when things are going good or when something good happens, we say, God is working. We say, thank God. Right. But when things are not going as good, right, when there may be a little bit of not so good news, we always say the devil is working. We always say things like, devil, get off my back. Right. The devil is a lie. But the thing is, remember what I say. Practicing gratitude for everything. So one of those practices is stop giving the devil energy. Stop speaking of it, right? Even if you do believe in that, stop speaking of it, okay? And I'm not telling you that you should stop believing it. I'm saying stop speaking of it, right? Stop giving it life. Regardless of what happened, whether it's a death in the family, whether you lose your job, whether you lose your home, understand that just because it's a painful situation doesn't mean that the devil is riding you. Doesn't mean that these are things that are to hurt you or cause harm in your life. These are things that literally are stretching you and growing you and improving you. Pain is a reminder that we are still alive. And a lot of times we don't look at these things as for the greater good, right? I promise you guys, this is a habit that so many people, I promise you, if we change it, it'll be so much more love in the world. But when things don't go, I guess you could say, according to plan, or when things just seem like, oh my God, like just the most evil thing of the world, it's hard to say, okay, this is God working in my life. Okay, God showed me this to allow me to grow or thrive or show up different in my life, right? So I promise you guys, and practicing gratitude is more than just spiritually. This is everything. Everything. You had that flat tire. whether you are late for work. Even if you're late for work, you can still practice gratitude that you even have a job, right? It's just so many things that you really have to change verbally, guys, and it would change everything mentally, which basically will manifest so many amazing things and people and opportunities in your life, right? And the final thing, focus on yourself more. Yes, I'm giving you guys permission to be selfish. Like myself, guys, we are raised to think that, it's a bad thing if you're just thinking about yourself, and that's selfish. And yes, to an extent, but it's also just as dangerous to always put other people first. It's dangerous to always be doing things for others and not doing things for yourself. And I'm a man that's in business, guys. So I connect with a lot of people. And yes, without people, without customers, there is no revenue. So I understand the benefits of treating people with respect and taking care of my customers, and, not just customers or business related, but just the general population, whether it's holding the door for someone, saying thank you, just whatever it is. But at the end of the day, so many people wonder why their life is in shambles. But I ask them, what did you do for yourself today? Right? What did you do for yourself? And most people cannot answer this because we wake up each day, starting our day for the things at hand. That's job, getting the kids ready, significant others, traffic, whatever the case may be, right? Guys, start your day for yourself. Whether it's meditation, whether it's peace, whether it's walking, whether it's reading a book, right? Whatever it is, sitting in solitude, it doesn't matter. Start your day for yourself. And this does not include social media, ladies and gentlemen, right? You really should not be on social media within the first hour of waking up anyway. And we'll talk about that in another segment. But the idea is it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to do the things to better you, because if you're not your best you, nothing around you is good. So I hope you guys got value from this episode. By applying these principles over the next 7 days, you can literally completely change your life forever. And if any of these things, guys, that you're struggling with right now, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Get ready. Episode 7 is going to be absolutely off the chain. You hear me, guys? Be sure to subscribe, guys. And I will see you guys on the next episode. It's your boy J Cobb. Be humble, be consistent, be you.